Good morning, and welcome to this week's edition of In the Books, featuring A Game of Thrones by George R. R. Martin. The story begins with Eddard Stark and his family in their ancestral home of Winterfell. Happy and content with his life, everything changes when his friend and current king, Robert, arrive. Being told another friend of his, the previous Hand of the King, was dead, Robert then surprises Eddard by naming him Hand to help him rule the Seven Kingdoms. Before they set off for King's Landing, Eddard's second youngest son, Bran, is thrown from a window for seeing the Queen and her brother together. It sets the stage for the tragedies and difficult times ahead, but the Starks believe Bran fell, so their suspicions remain inert until there's another attempt on a boy's life, which set off a series of events that will change the kingdom in the coming days. As an avid fantasy reader, I loved the way the story was laid out and came to life. The author does a marvelous job of describing everything in the world through the eyes of several characters. The one thing that will stick with someone after reading it is how reality-based it is. While all fantasy has some base in reality, A Game of Thrones brings to mind the history of European kings when their crowns fell seemingly every week at one point. It ignores the typical storyline of a happy kingdom with a great king against an evil enemy waiting to storm the gates. Instead, the main protagonist is within the court of the king. The story can be both entertaining and gut-wrenching, depending on how you allow yourself to become attached to the characters. This is a great tale for every epic fan, but it's not for the squeamish of heart.